Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo! The Vancouver Canucks have gotten their guy. GM Patrik Allvin announced today the Vancouver Canucks have agreed to terms with goaltender Kevin Lankinen on a one-year contract worth $875,000. Welcoming Kevin Lankinen to the Vancouver Canucks. I think that's the same PNG image that I have on my computer. Yeah, Canucks staff and the graphic design team using some good images to make their graphics. But this is actually awesome. The Vancouver Canucks had a guy in Lankinen. They offered him a contract under $1 million. He said no, and then they waited him out. They signed Dylan Ferguson to a PTO. They said, hey, whether you come to Vancouver or not, we'll get a goalie, we'll get a guy to participate in training camp. And now, with all the uncertainty to Thatcher Demko, Patrik Allvin was like, hey, come on, Kevin, come here. And he's like, fine, I'll sign under $1 million. He was making $2 million last year. He'll be making half of that this upcoming season. And it's gonna be with the Vancouver Canucks. This is the guy that they wanted. He was pretty good in Nashville. And he'll be pretty much like the main-ish kind of rotation piece alongside of Artur Shilov's to start out the year. This is the series of tweets that went out there and spoke about this. Donnie and Dolly, clip from the show. He can't play 60-plus games, Don. They're talking about Thatcher Demko, of course. Rick Dhaliwal then said, today, I believe the Canucks' interest in Lankinen is picking up. Elliot Friedman then said Vancouver will be signing Lankinen to a one-year deal under $1 million. They needed some insurance, and he provides it. Dhaliwal then goes out there and interviews the agent Todd Diamond. Kevin is very excited to join the Vancouver Canucks, who have a situation with their number one goalie, and it's an opportunity when Demko is back for Kevin to support and help the Canucks. Kevin should be in Vancouver in a couple of days. He has been facing a lot of shots in Finland since NHL camps started. It was the right time to make a commitment to the Canucks. Better late than never, right? Kevin, let's go out there and look at the statistical profile. Actually, you know what? Before we do this, I wanted to see the contract history. Yeah, so we made $2 million last year in 2023-2024. That's a lot of money, honestly, but he did provide some pretty stable backup goaltending with the Nashville Predators. Let's go over to the Canucks website, see what the writers over here went out there and said. Vancouver Canucks GM Patrik Allvin announced today that the club has agreed to terms with goaltender Kevin Lankinen on a one-year contract worth $875,000. Kevin is an experienced NHL player who will add to our depth in goal, said Allvin. He had a solid season last year in Nashville and has the size and skill set we like in a netminder. We look forward to getting him here to start working with our group. Lankinen, 29, appeared in 24 games with the Nashville Predators in 23-24, posting a record of 11-6-0 with a .282 goals against and a .908 save percentage along with one shutout. The 6'2", 190-pound goaltender has appeared in 112 regular season games, split between Chicago and Nashville, holding a record of 45, 43, and 12, a .307 goals against average, a .905 save percentage, and 3 shutouts. The Helsinki, Finland native has represented his country on multiple occasions, including leading Finland to a gold medal at the 2019 World Championships, going 7-1-0 with a .150 goals against, a .942 save percentage, and 2 shutouts. That's crazy. Man, I didn't realize he was that good in 2019. Kevin Lankinen was originally signed as an undrafted free agent by the Blackhawks on May 21st, 2018. Kevin Lankinen, everybody. What an absolute stud profile. We had talked about this a bunch in the prior videos here, but Lankinen has been kind of a victim of circumstance, because even though he was really good, let's say World Championships 2019, gold medal, 150 goals against, even in the AHL he was pretty good too. The fact is, a lot of his numbers declined because he was playing on the gosh darn Chicago Blackhawks. This is like Connor Bedard achieving status territory for this team, and Lankinen had a .909 save percentage and an .891. You can't really do too much about it when you're playing on the Chicago Blackhawks in 2021-2022, and the best player on your team, okay, no, Patrick Kane scored a lot of points, but the team was still doing pretty poorly. That's kind of the point I'm trying to make here. Stick him behind a strong defensive core in Nashville, and you get yourself seasons like what Lankinen was able to do with a .916 save percentage in 2022-2023 and a .908 save percentage in 2023-2024. There's a reason the Predators re-signed this guy to a $2 million deal, and there's a reason why this guy wanted to get something more than $1 million in this offseason. But all the other teams around the NHL kind of had their goaltending figured out. You have a lot of teams that had too many goaltenders. Detroit comes to mind, for example. Ville Husso, Alex Lyon, Cam Talbot, Jack Campbell, all on NHL deals. That's a lot of guys to be rotating around your starter and backup spots. But for Vancouver, with Thatcher Demko out, they needed a guy. They can't rely 100% on Dylan Ferguson and Jiri Patera to carry the load in the backup position. So Kevin Lankinen, this will be a very unique opportunity for him. Let's assume Thatcher Demko is out for a long time. Knock on wood, it doesn't go down like that, but let's assume Thatcher Demko is going to be out till like February or March. He's not going to be, but let's say he is. This might be the first time Kevin Lankinen has a realistic crack at playing 40 games in an NHL season, maybe even 45. If he's better than Artur Shilov's, maybe he plays 50. Maybe he becomes the full-time starter. Obviously, that's not ideal. You would prefer to see Demko come back, but I'm a lot more confident in splitting the load long-term with Kevin Lankinen and Artur Shilov's than Jiri Patera and Artur Shilov's. And even if things go south, Lankinen gets hurt, Shilov's gets hurt. Obviously, goodness forbid that happens. Let's knock on wood one more time. Goodness forbid that happens. You still have Jiri Patera in the system. You still have a guy who can step up once in a while. You just don't want to be able to rely on Jiri Patera. That's kind of the thing, right? If he's playing 20, 30 games in a year, you kind of have a problem in net. Not because your other guys are kind of bad, but because like they're not available. So Kevin Lankinen is coming over to the Vancouver Canucks. This is absolutely brilliant by Allvin, just waiting it out. You know, he said earlier in the offseason he doesn't want to overpay a single dollar for anybody. He only wants deals. He only wants bargains. He's buying stuff to flip for a profit. He's getting these guys and making sure they sign under their dollar amount values that they actually provide. I think the only contract that Patrik Allvin significantly overpaid for, you could debate, it was Tyler Myers, and he's making $3 million. A huge decrease from the $6 million he had been making all those years in Vancouver in years prior. So Kevin Lankinen, he wanted over $1 million. He got $875,000. Awesome. All these other guys, they wanted extra dollars, but Patrik Allvin said, hey, if you want to come here and help us contribute to building a winner, you're gonna take the dollar amount that we give you. That includes Jake DeBrusk. That includes... who else does it include? All the other guys that they had signed. Danton Heinen, Kiefer Sherwood, a lot of good, talented names are coming over to Vancouver. Another Nashville Predator, too. That's interesting. Lankinen's going to be reunited with his guy, Kiefer Sherwood. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Vancouver Canucks signing Kevin Lankinen to a 1-year, $875,000 deal. I hope you enjoyed this video. 99 and bye.